Hi guys, another one just off the top of my head here, so I'm not really researched on what I'm going to say, but my mum was visiting a week or two ago, and I really love zombie movies, and I was just telling my stepfather about walking a World War Z, which I'd seen recently and really thoroughly enjoyed. And my mum got quite upset. She's quite a very dedicated Christian, and she said, "Why is the world so obsessed with zombies and the undead and blah blah blah?" And she's right, of course. I mean, the world is the Western world is absolutely fascinated with zombies at the moment. You've got Walking Dead, World War Z, and all of the Argentis films, and then all of the remakes, and then a million different types of zombie spin-off type movies and all kinds of things. And then there's Twilight and all of the various vampire films that are out there. And I got to thinking about it. First of all, I mean, there are a few interesting things. I think the most important is that during World War II, horror stories were at an all-time high sale, and it was suggested by some people that there's a correlation between how bad things are in the real world and reading horror that kind of puts the real world horror into a smaller scale. And the more I got to think of it, the more I thought that it was ironic that she was really angry that everybody's into the dead, the living dead in its various forms, when she's a Christian, and her whole belief, her whole hope is focused on a global apocalypse. Now, I love the Mad Max movies and that kind of, well, not all of them, but that idea, after dead, and I really can't get enough of what's the game? Fallout 3, and to a lesser extent Fallout New Vegas. But games that are post-apocalypse, and I do think there's something fundamental to the maybe to the evolved psyche, and I don't mean that patronising to people who are living in a hut or something like that, but perhaps they've got more day-to-day concerns. But in actual fact, I mean, they all have zombie and death myths, don't they? But I think there's something about the human psyche which is completely epitomised in Christianity as well, where the joke is that Christianity is a death cult, basically, because you worshipping a zombie. I wish I thought to say that to my mum. She would have been really pissed off. But the point is, Jesus died, came back from the dead, and now he's gone off to the great afterlife or whatever. And the whole cult of Christianity is about what happens to us after death, and this huge apocalypse is going to happen where billions of people are going to suffer. And it just, without really going any more deeply into it, because as I say, I haven't really thought about it too much, but it just seems that obviously there's this threshold, and up until fairly recently, what was beyond it was completely unknown. Now, with modern science, where we can study the brain before death and the brain after death, we know that the soul is not some separate thing from the brain, and we're sadly 99.999 certain that when you die in your brain rots, that's it. That's all there was of you, and it's gone. But up until that point, the idea of the afterlife and death and coming back again, for me, why I love zombie movies is that it's this idea that these things are, well, I mean, there's two aspects for me. It's that this is somebody you knew, but it's not somebody you knew. That somehow inside that person is the motor skills and the personality, but is locked inside the brain of something that's dead. And the dead thing, all it feels is hostility, basic primal instincts, and not even hostility with purpose, but just hostility so that it can eat, and that's all it wants to do. And then occasionally you see zombie films. I think it was Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, the one with the helicopter on the island, not the remake, the original one, where they had Bubba, and Bubba kind of had some memory, they had to go. Then I guess the vampire thing in Dracula is another take on the whole post-death idea, where you have these creatures that can defy death, but only at the cost of the living. Again, the same as zombies, really, I guess. It's the whole thing, and even Frankenstein. The Frankenstein monster only defies death by taking parts of some other people. admittedly they're already dead, but you know, the point is it's about this desire to perpetuate ourselves in a sense, and also the fear of what would happen if you do get perpetuated. I recall seeing a movie whose name I can't remember now, but it was a really, really chilling movie. There've been lots of variations on this theme about a little boy who gets run over when he's 7, and some mad scientist offers his parents a way to bring him back, but they don't bring him back. They regrow another one from his cells. But then when the kid reaches 7, which was when the other one died, he develops these horrible evil traits. And again, that same idea has been explored in the movie Pet Sematary from Stephen King. You know, if you could bring somebody back, would it really be them? Would their soul be there? You know, obviously we haven't got a soul, but you know, that part of us that Christians or people with, you know, believe in spirit think is your soul, is, you know, that part is missing, and so consequently what's left is a husk that's inhabited by whatever. And I think that whole idea of going beyond the veil, if you like, is absolutely fascinating, and even atheists, I think, I mean, prosaically, we all know that there's almost no chance at all of there being anything more, but we are fascinated by the concept, at least, even if we don't believe in it, you know. For example, I mean, intellectually, I know that there's no such thing as ghosts, but a part of me is really, really curious by it, because it seems to me that there are some phenomena going on which can't be explained readily. A lot of it is easily explicable, but some, and I am drawn to that, I must admit, and a little bit chilled by it. And you know, I think again it's just our fear of mortality and our fear of the unknown coming to the fore. Anyway, guys, just shooting the breeze with you today, not really going anywhere particularly, but I'd love to hear your take on the fascination with the undead. And you know, as I say, I think it's well, I've explained what it is, I don't need to restate myself, but I'm be really cool to hear your point of view. Maybe you've got a different take. You have a fantastic day, guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please take the time to rate and comment, and it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe. Thank you.